What's good, my peoples? All right, I'm back. Day two. That's four, but I take one away. Oh no, let me take that one in the light. There we go. Day two. Um, so we kind of talked a little bit yesterday. I kind of talked about one moment mindset, and kind of gave you guys a brief overview of what we'll be covering for here on out. It's no time frame, I guess, for the most part. Hopefully, I'm gonna do it every single day. Obviously, sometimes things come up or whatever, so I'm just trying to figure out the best time to do it. So that's gonna be the big thing. I don't know if I'm gonna do it one time a day, two times a day, like three times a day. I really don't know for the most part at this moment. Right now, I'm just in that observation phase, trying to figure things out. If you remember from yesterday, that observation phase is, just trying to figure out what's going on right now at the moment, what's going to be best for you. I'm not the type of person to say, go change your whole life right now without actually observing the life you live in right now. So right now, I'm just trying to figure out, okay, what's going to be best moving forward, kind of test phase or whatever. So for the most part, but I'm gonna start off today with a little short video or whatever that I'm gonna show. I think I can share my screen. I guess I'm about to find out. Hopefully I can, because if I can't, then that'll suck a little bit. I'm just hoping that it translate to Facebook when I share it, but let's go ahead and try it or whatever and see if I can actually share my screen. Let's see what that looked like on Facebook. So let's share. Let's share number two here. So let's see if this switch over. Hopefully it does. I don't know if it will, if it won't. I don't know how that works. All right, let's see. It's trying to work. It's figuring it out, I guess. I don't know if it's only going to be on my Zoom or is it actually going to show up on my Facebook. Oh, I think it is. I think it's just slowly but surely doing it. There we go. Oh, I think it is. Okay. Okay. Perfect. Perfect. All right. Perfect. I think it's actually going to work. I think it just took a little time to materialize. Okay. So, like I said, what I'm going to do is I'm going to share a quick little video or whatever, just so you guys can kind of watch. Like I said, these next couple of days, we're going to be kind of talking about, like I said, that observation phase for the most part. So we're going to get into the four transformations. So I'm gonna kind of jump into the four transformations. So I'm just going to show you guys kind of part one, as far as the four transformations and what to kind of look for over the next days, weeks, however long we kind of dive into this topic for the most part, and then we'll kind of move on. I'm not in a hurry. Hopefully, you guys are not in a hurry either. If you are, then you can always just go check out everything on your own if you wanted to as well. Um, I'm sure if you go to my page or even in this video, maybe in the description or something, I'll put some links for you guys so you can actually go check out the full video, or you can go check out the parts of the video whenever you want to. And in that way, if you want to kind of speed up the process or, learn a little bit more, you always can or whatever. So it looks like my screen is showing up. It looked blurry. Hopefully it's not going to be blurry. Oh, there it is. As soon as I said that, it cleared up. Ain't that about something? Anyways, so I'm about to show this video. Oh, I'm gonna give y'all one quick tip though. I always tell people this. People always think I'm crazy, right? Because I drink coffee for more of the health benefit side, I guess. It don't really. I'm not gonna say it don't give me a little bit of energy here and there, but it's not like this big boost. Maybe I need to drink a different type of coffee to get like that coffee high, I guess. But I used to hate coffee. I never drank coffee my whole life until probably like maybe it was about 4 years ago. I started drinking coffee or whatever. But I hated it because the taste was just like, oh, it sucked. I didn't want to use cream and sugar and just pretty much dilute it and take all the real health benefits away and turn it into something unhealthy for the most part. So I just wanted to drink it natural. So I was like, how do I do this? And I tried everything, man. Peppermints, certain type of gums. But then when I figured out you could just do like some sugar free, you do the sugar free gum or whatever. It don't matter what flavor you do, but you do that sugar free gum, it doesn't dissolve. You know, like sugar gum. Like if you do sugar gum, obviously it get hot. It's gonna dissolve in your mouth. You have little pieces and stuff, and it's like nasty. But what I discovered is if you eat the sugar free gum and you drink the coffee, it actually give you the flavor that you need, and you get rid of some of that actual coffee taste in the beginning. So if you're trying to drink coffee and you just can't stand that taste, if you eat a little piece of sugar-free gum, it gives you like a little sweetener, you know, almost a different type of taste. So you know, if you like cinnamon, get cinnamon. Spearmint, get spearmint. Whatever flavor you like of the sugar-free gum, get it. They even got sweet ones like the strawberry kiwi and stuff like that. I don't really like that too much, but typically I do like the peppermint or the spearmint or something like that. And when you drink it, you can chew the gum too at the same time, and it take away some of that taste, you know, initially, like right away, because normally it's just sit in your mouth, but it kind of take it away. So that's just my tip for today. If you want to try to get on coffee and just drink black coffee, get a piece of sugar-free gum. It gives you flavor, and you ain't got to worry about turn it into nasty, or not nasty, because I'm not gonna say it's nasty because I love sweet. So turn it into an unhealthy, healthy benefit. Yeah, you don't want to turn it into an unhealthy, healthy benefit. So get that little sugar free gum or whatever, and you take that taste away. I mean, I don't have to eat the gum now all the time, but it's such a habit now. Wherever I get some coffee, I just automatically be like, oh, let me get a piece of gum and pop it in for the most part. Because even if you get flavored coffee and stuff like that, because I try different flavors and stuff like that, you still get that coffee taste. But if you get that gum, I'm telling you, you'll be like, whoa, game changer. So, but anyways, let me get off. I'm going into a little rant about my coffee. Everybody think I'm crazy when I tell people about that. They'd be like, ugh, what? No, but I'm telling you, it works. 100% it works. So try it. Anyway, so let's get to this. I'm going to play this video. So I'm going to play part 1 for you guys or whatever. And then I'm going to jump back on after part. I might break it up in little sections or whatever, and then just talk after each one or whatever. So obviously it's 4 transformations. That I talk about, that I show my clients how to develop it into your lifestyle. Because when you can develop these 4 transformations, I'm telling you, life changes at that moment. When you can learn these 4 transformations and utilize them every day, utilize them with anything that you're doing, it's going to get you closer to whatever you try to achieve. So those 4 transformations is focus, time management, discipline, confidence, is those 4 transformations. So with no further ado, I'm going to play this bad boy for you guys. So let's jump in and make it happen. All right, so it might be slow on you guys in. It's slow on mine too. I don't know. I got to figure out something going on with my computer. It's like running super slow. Because right now this is taking forever to load, so I'm gonna have to maybe eventually figure something out, or yeah, I don't know, but I gotta figure out what's going on. Maybe I need to dump some stuff off my computer, or maybe I need to get a new computer. Probably need a new computer for the most part. This little Surface Pro is probably, yeah, I probably need more juice like OJ. So, but the Wheel of Death, let's just wait on it and let it play. But yeah, I hate this, like, because I'm the type where I'm just like, you know, technology, I want it to work fast. You know, I don't want to go back to, because I remember the dial-up days and it sucked. just sitting there waiting. But obviously, you was more patient because you didn't have a choice but to wait. But now I'm like, man, I ain't trying to wait. I want it now. Like, come on, internet, this is crazy. So I think it's gonna play. So yeah, let's just wait it out, I guess. And it's gonna start in any moment. What's good, my peoples? Thank you for clicking the link. And not for me, but for you. Because this is that moment that is about to change your life. We are about to get in what you need to do to create your dream lifestyle. Because it's not as hard as you think. I hope this playing for you guys. Just having that plan and that process simplified for you to build that consistency in life. And when you can do that, you will win. So let's jump right in and not waste any more time. So what we are creating is a one moment mindset, because that's what life is about. Taking things one moment at a time. You can start to develop that mindset. That's when you start to speed up life. You start off slow in that car, right? I guess if this don't work for you guys and I go back, you on side streets. Hold on. Eventually, you get to that highway. Now you're going 60, 70 miles per hour. But let's take it back to the beginning. I don't know if this point. You gotta start before you get to that point. And I'm always about starting at the start line and then getting to that finish line. But let's not think about the finish line. Let's think about that start line. So let's get into that. So it starts off with the 4 transformations. This is what is going to allow you to build that dream lifestyle. Number 1 is focus. We all know what focus is, right? You want to make sure that you take something and you focus on it. But a lot of times in life, we tend to focus on too many things. I know me application is not responding. When I was younger, I used to. Okay. Yeah. So it looks like I'm having some technical issues, and it's gonna cut all the way off, I believe. In process. Let's just cancel and see what happened. Because I don't know. I don't even know if I'm still alive. I don't know. Because my whole, yeah. Dang it. I'm gonna try to wait for the program and see. Hopefully it refresh. I probably was just moving too fast, maybe. Hopefully it still work. I think it showed it live. I guess I don't know. So it's on there now. It's refreshing. So everything is refreshing. I probably was just moving too fast. I think I know what I gotta do though. I'm gonna have to, yeah. I'm gonna have to run everything on my hard drive, I think, and not on my actual computer. So I think we ready to go back again. Let's see what happens. All right, I'm sorry, peoples. I am sorry. Obviously, I'm trying to figure this all out to see what's going to be best, kind of moving forward or whatever. So, better to get the glitches out in the beginning than later on, right? So that's what we're doing. We're working through the glitches right now. So I'm just wondering, should I start it over? I don't know if it played or not. I don't know. I guess I'm just going to start it. Let me see if I can. I'm going to try to start over and see what happened. Because I don't know if it actually played or not. And then I'm just going to slow down. And if all those fails, I'm just probably going to skip it maybe. And then just try to figure it out on my own or whatever, I guess. And then hopefully I come back tomorrow better than I am today. Hopefully I come back better. I can't promise. This is Dave. Sometimes technology is great. Sometimes technology suck a little bit, you know. This is that moment where it's kind of sucking a little bit. Um, so let me yeah, I don't think it's gonna play. So I'm just gonna skip it probably today. And then I'm gonna have to figure. Oh, see. As soon as I do, every time I say, "Oh, I'm gonna forget it. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that," then it all of a sudden be like, "Oh, let me fix myself."
Thank you for clicking
All right.
the link, and not
Yeah,
for
it ain't gonna work.
but for you, because this
Ain't gonna work.
this
Ain't
is
gonna work.
that moment that is about to.
It ain't gonna work. That suck. That's why I wanted to go straight through Facebook, but
in what you need to do to create your dream lifestyle.
hopefully it's working.
Because it's not as hard as you think. It's just having that plan and that process simplified for you to build that consistency in life. And when you can do that, you will win. So let's jump right in and not waste any more time. So what we are creating is a one moment mindset, because that's what life is about.
Right.
Taking things one moment at a time. You can start to develop that mindset. That's when you start to speed up life. You start off slow in that car, right? You're going 20, 30 miles per hour. You on side streets. Eventually, you get to that highway. Now you're going 60, 70 miles per hour. But let's take it back to the beginning. You got to start before you get to that point. And I'm always about starting at the start line and then getting to that finish line. But let's not think about the finish line. Let's think about that start line. So let's get into that. So it starts off with the 4 transformations. This is what is going to allow you to build that dream lifestyle.
I'm gonna stop it. I'm gonna stop it because I don't really know if it's playing. I'm gonna stop my screen sharing. Just because I don't think it's I don't think it's working according to plan. So I'm just gonna scrap it. I'm gonna take it off or whatever. So I'll make sure to put the link in, and then I'll try to figure out how to make this work so it ain't glitching like this for tomorrow or whatever, and kind of go from there. So obviously this week is gonna be no format or nothing really. Like I said, I'm just trying to figure stuff out to try to get the most out of these moments that we have together and not have to worry about like little glitches and little errors and stuff like that. So that's the ultimate game plan, is to make sure that we have no hiccups. But so pretty much the video is talking about, like I said, I'm gonna add the link on here, but let's just try to get into a little bit. Let's just start with number 1, which is focus. So that's where we're gonna go today. We just gonna kind of talk about focus and just what you need to do, I guess, and what it takes. And I'll kind of maybe give you a couple examples, maybe give you a couple little stories or whatever. Because I know I was the type of person that I was never focused. Like I thought I was. Like I thought I was like one of the most focused persons in the world. You know what I mean? Like every day I was like, okay, I know what I need to do. But it's more to just knowing what you need to do. That ain't focus. That's not focus. So I used to go through my day, right? I'd be like, okay, I wanna, like let's just go back early in the days. Let's go back to sports, right? Like I was the type. My downfall was I never liked to work out. Like I wasn't a big workout person. I was almost that type of person where when the season come, I'll get in shape. It's like I didn't think I needed to perfect my skills, even though I did need to perfect my skills in order to become better. That's why I just kind of stayed stagnant for the most part because I wasn't perfecting my skills in the off season. But so I used to wake up on those days that I needed to work out, So I wake up, I'd be like, okay, I got to work out. I know that, I got to get ready, I got to make sure I get in shape for the season. This is closer. Let's take like a month out from the season, get ready to start, which is about right now. From when football finna start, as far as like college and stuff like that, or even high school, you got about a close month. Let me turn this phone on vibrate. I don't want to keep hearing that. So you got about a month. So this is about right around the time I started working out, to start getting in shape for the season for the most part, just gradually doing some little stuff or whatever. So I'll have to wake up and it was like, okay, I know what I got to do. I gotta get in shape for football. So I'll get up, I'll go get my little workout in. And then that was it because I did not understand where I needed to focus my time at. So I'll go in the morning and I'll just kind of burn myself out. I'll do like 3 hours. I get my running in, I get the gym in. I wasn't breaking my day up like I should to get the most out of it. And that's where I was going wrong because when you want to focus, you want to pinpoint it to a certain area that you want to work on. So what I should have been doing in my mornings is in the morning, I should have been focusing on getting up and running, right? So, okay, I run. So I get an hour in the morning, and then I kind of go throughout my day. Then middle of the day, say my next day, like 2 o'clock, you know what I'm saying? Then maybe I should have lifted weights at that time, right? That's where I would have lifted, get that in for like an hour, and then I would have went to my third day, which would have been nighttime, or I guess that still would have been probably my second day because I would have probably worked out probably around like about 8 o'clock or so. So then I would have maybe got another run in, like say in the morning, I could have got my distance running in. So I focused on distance, you know what I'm saying? Getting my win, just for the longevity, right? For the whole game. So I can last 4 quarters, just trying to get my wind in. Then the middle of the day, get my strength, get my power, working out. And that second day. And then later at night, I could have been, doing more like sprints, the short bursts, stuff like that, doing the ladder. If I could have focused on one part of my game at a time, I wouldn't have overwhelmed myself. I would have not hated working out. But in my mind was, I want to get it all done at one time so I didn't have to worry about it later. But the thing is, I didn't have nothing to do later. So I would sit there and do like, 2-3 hours in the morning to get it out the way because I act like I got so much to do and I don't want to miss nothing. And the only thing it did was cause me to get really more out of shape because then I was doing other activities that wasn't benefiting me. Like I kind of talked about with the coffee, right? Like, yeah, you can drink the coffee black and you get the good health benefits and you can add a piece of sugar-free gum, which continues to give you the health benefits, or you can add a whole bunch of sugar and cream to it, which completely dilutes it and take away the true benefits. So what I was doing with my day was in the morning, yes, I'm getting it in. I was active. Later in the day, I didn't have nothing to do. So what you typically eat, I was into recreational activities. I like to smoke, so I would do that, and then I would get hungrier. Then by the time the nighttime come, boom, I'm eating even more. So everything I worked on in the morning, by the end of the day, almost every single day, I worked it off, and then the next day I was almost just starting over again. And that's what we do a lot of times with our day when it comes to our focus. Like, say if you wanna start a business, right? A lot of times you be like, okay, in that morning, you want to get jump started. That's what they say. The early bird gets the worm, right? So a lot of people get up super early, right? 6 a.m., 5 a.m., whatever time it is. to get things going. But what used to happen to me, and I'm not sure if this is something that maybe is happening to you guys right now. I used to wake up early in the morning at 5 a.m., hit the gym, and then get to my office early and be in my office about 7 o'clock doing some work. And then all of a sudden, I'm like, I'm the early bird. I should be getting the worm, but I was never getting the worm because I didn't know what to focus on. I would get to my office and I got this long list, right? We all got that to-do list where it's like, 5, 10 things on there. And then you look at the list and you're like, okay, what should I do? Okay, let me check my email. Boom. That don't really take that long, right? And you're like, okay, well, let me check this. It don't even take that long. And then next thing you know, you're like, okay, well, let me do this, because that's the longer portion of your day. But I'm going to say not if you, but what happened to me was I would spend the rest of the day on the hard part. And I would be like to myself, well, I want to finish it. So then tomorrow I can check this off my list. So I sit there again. I burnt myself out. When you do not have focus, what you tend to do is end up burning yourself out. Because when you do pick something, you go so hard at it. Tell me that hasn't happened to you. You're just so happy that it's like, I'm focusing, I'm working. It's all about that. A lot of times what do they say? You say are you busy or are you productive? And majority of the time, I was just busy. I wasn't productive because I was trying to utilize all the time I had. So I kept busy, just working on the same thing, repetitive. And after a couple days, you just like, man, this is still not over. And then what I would tend to do is be like, okay, well, I'm gonna come back to this and let me start this so I can kind of change up a little bit. Then I would start on that. I would burn myself out again on this. Remember, I never finished this part. So this part only halfway done, 75% done. Now I start on this, I only get 50% done because I'm already burnt out from that 75% that I just did on this part of the project. And now this part I only do 50%. And then I found myself, you know what? Let me take a break the next day. I worked hard the last 4 or 5 days, right? So I deserve a little break. But the thing is, I was never productive, so I never really got as much done as I thought I did because I didn't have a real game plan. I wasn't focused on a specific task, right? I was all over the place. And that's where I mean when I say you overwhelm yourself if you're not focused. Because if you got that task list, right, and you got 10 things on there, and it's already 4 days in, and you only checked off 4 things on that list, or even 5 things on that list, all of a sudden, that anxiety start kicking in, and you like, oh my goodness, I haven't done nothing this week. I got to get this done because then next week I got to do more. Because now, as your week go, you start adding more stuff to that list. At least that's what I did. And by the end of the week, I didn't add 5 more things to the list. Now I only got done with 4. So then the next week, I'm starting at 11 things. I got more stuff the next week than I had the week before. And that cycle continues and continues. It's because you're not focusing on one thing. You're trying to do too much. I don't truly believe in having this big, long task list. I believe in having the big picture. You know what that big picture is. And now you have all these little things that you got to focus on, right? Take one thing from that big picture and let's just focus on it, right? Let's focus on it because we'll get more into this. But when you're creating your channels, which is your days, you want to start breaking your day up. And that's what I've learned to do is break my day up. And what I do is 1 day is 3 days for me. So I'll start off at 6 in the morning. That's when I get up. every morning. I get up about 6 a.m., right around that time. So from 6 a.m. to 2 p.m., that's my first day. That's day one. And then from 2 p.m. to 8 p.m., from 2 p.m. to 10 p.m., that's my next day. That's day two. And then from 10 p.m. to 6 a.m., that's my third day. So that's how I break my days up. So now when you focus, right? So typically when you focus on one day anyway, right? Because you're looking at a day like 24 hours. 24 hours is a lot. It's a lot. And that in itself can overwhelm you. So when you can break it down in 8-hour sections as far as your day, you can be so much more productive. So now day one, which is my morning, I say, okay, let's go back to that business. You know what I'm saying? So I say, okay, day one, in the beginning, I'm going to focus on creation, right? So I'm going to focus on just creating my product, like say back in the day when I used to do my workout plans for people to do on their own. I used to have to build them out. I build them out. So day one, I'm just going to focus on the content, right? I'm going to focus on building those workouts. Boom, 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 working on them, boom, right? Then stop, hard stop. Okay, boom. That's day one. I'm done with that, right? So I picked something that I need to focus on and I did it, boom, for my first day. That next day, okay, now let's start working on maybe say some marketing, right? So let's say in day two, I want to work on some marketing. So let's start learning. So in day two now, let's start learning some techniques of marketing. So when I do get my creations ready up and going, okay, I'm gonna go to that marketing, right? So that's day two, right? So now I got two things, right? I had 2 days in my one day, and now I didn't been able to complete 2 tasks, right? So now we're gonna have marketing. Okay, let's do that. Boom, 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 boom. Now we go to day 3, which is night. So it all depends on how late I'm gonna stay up. Some nights I might go to bed at 1 o'clock. I don't try to go to bed at 1 o'clock. Obviously, I want to be in the bed by 11 o'clock, no later than 11 o'clock, really every single night for the most part. But sometimes it go to about 12. I don't really stay up till 1 o'clock too much anymore, or whatever, for the most part. Typically about 12 o'clock, 11:30, 12 o'clock, I'm in the bed. I'm in the bed. So, but let's just say I'm up a little later. Let's say 12, right? So my third day starts at 10 p.m. So that means I get 2 hours, right, to actually work in that day, and then I go to my next day. So at that little 2-hour window, I might focus on emails, customer relations or whatever, like see if there was any issues, any hiccups. Like, let me prepare for tomorrow now in my third day. So let me get those emails sent out, or looking over them, and I'll just do that for those little 2 hours, something that I know is not going to take a lot of time. And that's what you have to understand too. You got to learn that balance, right? So if nighttime, typically you only gonna have about 2 hours or so every single night for the most part, maybe 3. Then the simple fact is, don't sit there and try to take on a big task, right? Don't sit there and say, oh, I'm finna do this big old marketing campaign at night. Like, why would you do that? Why would you do that? Right? Because what we're trying to do is create consistency and flow. So I don't want the next day at nighttime you switch. So in the morning you're doing marketing, and then in the midday, that second day, now you're doing creation, content. Like, we're gonna keep that flow, because what we're trying to build is consistency. And that's why I went wrong a lot of times too. When you got that big task list, right, that you got to check stuff off, what you tend to do is each day you switch it up. I know you've been there before, because we all have, where you'll do it for 2 days or 3 days, and now you'll switch up your whole routine. And then you'll switch it up again in a couple more days. You just keep switching and you never build consistency. But by you splitting up your day into days, right, we're going to do that same routine every morning, right? It's creation content. So that's what you're going to focus on in the morning, creation content, right? Boom, boom, boom. And we're going to do that for so long until we get to where we need to get to, right? Until we can shift. And this way you don't burn yourself out, because what I found myself doing is I would be doing that creation all day long. All day long. I'll start at, first of all, I procrastinate in the morning. Like I said, I check my email, and then I'm like, okay, what do I do? Watch some videos here, turn the TV on. You know, I'm doing all this stuff because I'm trying to avoid, because I'm like, I don't really know what to do. I know I got to do this creation content. And I know I'm gonna do it for the rest of the day type, you know, so I'm just cringing not to do it, right? We've been there, whatever yours is, you've been there. And then all of a sudden you start doing it, and then you get into it and you like, okay, yeah, right? I'm productive is what you're telling yourself, but you're only busy because now you took your whole day, right? Now it's like 5 o'clock. So say you started at, say you didn't even get going until like 12 o'clock, you know, that day, you know, then you do it for like 2 hours or so, or an hour. Then you eat lunch. Obviously, that's what I would do. Eat lunch, you know, bring my lunch into the office and work and eat lunch, but I'm still doing other stuff again, right? Now I'm back to some social media, back to something else, right? Focusing on all these other things. And then once I get done with that lunch, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get back into it. Then I get back into it, and then I work all the way to like maybe like 6 o'clock, right? So now I started at 12, an hour for lunch and some other little stuff, and then I work till 6. Technically, I only work 5 hours the whole freaking day, and it feel like I work like 10 hours. Has that happened? Where you work like 4 or 5 hours, and you like, woo, that was a long day, man. I put in some good work, man. I did what I needed to do. You know, because you feel like you work like 10 freaking hours and you burnt yourself out almost in the first day, and you just like, and now the next day you dreading it, but you still go back because you're like, I gotta do this. I gotta be productive, man. I gotta do this, right? And then the next day, and then like I said, then that consistency go right out the window, right out the window. Because then you already burnt out, because you can burn yourself out that fast, man. It don't take doing it for like weeks and months to burn yourself out. You can burn yourself out in a freaking day, because I've been there, done that, where I was like, man, oh no, oh no. But again, like I said, when you don't know what to focus on, at some point you're going to overwhelm yourself. When you got that big to-do list and you're checking it off, you're going to overwhelm yourself at some point, right? So you have to always say, you got to take it back to the basics, right? So like I said, you know that big picture, right? Like I want to get this content created in a month, whatever. You know, you know the big picture, right? And now you know the little small things that you need to do, right? So now let's do it, right? Because every task have different tasks within it. And that's why I say that task lists suck and it don't really make sense, because you got like 10 things you need to check off, but that's just the main picture, right? You got all those little pictures within that. So even though you only got 5 things that you need to check off your list, it's really like 20, 30 things that you really got to do. So you creating that task list, you really just setting yourself up for failure. So that's why you don't want to. I don't believe in it. Now, obviously, if you want to do a task list, go ahead. But just know, if you do, this is what I always tell my clients: if you do a task list, make sure you got those numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you got that A, B, C, D underneath each number, because it's the little things that matter, people. The big picture is not what creates the big picture. The little pictures create that big picture. So it's all those little things. So if you are going to create a task list, is what I tell them: make sure each task is detailed with what you need to do in it. And that's how you can really understand what's going on, because you don't want your focus to be all over the place like me, because that's where I was continuing to go wrong. And I didn't know why. Because I was like, man, I'm doing what I'm supposed to do, and it's like I'm going to work every day. I'm going to work every day. You know, a lot of people are like, man, This business stuff is not cut out for me, man. But if you think about it, if you work at a job, you do the same thing, right? You do the same freaking thing. So only thing you need to do is apply that to your life. And I'm not even saying like even if you got a business, you know, because some people don't want no business. Even if you take like your family, right? Your kids, you can apply what I'm going to be talking about over time for your whole life. I'm all about lifestyle development, not sections of your life. So I don't care what you do. I don't care if you're doing yard work. I don't care if you do dishes, you wash clothes, you take care of the kids, you run a multi-million-dollar business. It don't matter. What I am talking about applies to everything in life. Everything. And it all starts with focus. You must learn how to focus and where you want to shift that focus to. Because if you never learn that, nothing is never going to work. You're always going to be inconsistent. I don't care what you do in life. If you do not learn where and how to focus your time, it's never going to work long term. You're only going to be creating short term fixes. Believe me, I've been there, I've done that, and I know you have too. So let's stop it, right? It all starts with focus, and that's number one. So I'm gonna pretty much leave you with that or whatever. So I mean, we'll jump more into focus, obviously. But I just want to kind of give you a kind of paint a little bit of a picture, you know, like it all starts with focus, people. It all starts with focus, and once you can learn how to focus, then you can get into the other things, which tomorrow we're going to talk about time management, because that's that next step. You start off with that focus, then you go to that time management, because a lot of times people go straight to the time management because they hear people say, well, you got to know how to budget your time and you got to be smart with your time, which yes, you do. But if you don't know what to focus on, it's not going to matter. Listen to me. I've been there. I've done that. I had that detailed schedule from 6 a.m. when I first wake up all the way to 6 p.m. at night. Like I had it all labeled, and at 6 to 8 I'm going to do this, and from 8 to 10 I'm going to do this, and so on and so on. If you don't have the proper focus, it's not going to matter. Your time management skills is going to go right out the window. It's not going to matter, people. I'm telling you, focus is number one. And then time management is next, because now you know what to focus on. Now you know that if you got that task list, right, you know what to focus on in each single little task. That big picture, you got all the little pictures in it. So you know what to focus on. It's going to make the process so much easier when you learn how to focus, and then you move to that time management. So I'm gonna leave it at that for today. Again, sorry for the whole video and stuff like that. I'm gonna figure it out. We're gonna figure it out together. If you can, I mean, I guess you can give me some tips on what maybe I should do. I don't know. I'm assuming I know at some point I do need to get a new computer, but I can use my hard drive and maybe maneuver it or figure it out. Because obviously I know when I'm super multitasking and I got all these different programs up, I do get some little glitches or whatever, I guess, for the most part. So I just got to figure it out. Because I would like to show that video. But like I said, I'm going to put the link in so you can go check it out yourself too. So hopefully I'll be able to play it tomorrow. So just in case if you guys don't have time to go check it out, hopefully I'll be able to play that video tomorrow for you, and then we'll just kind of dive in for the most part. So that's day 2, or day 2 in the books. That's day 2 in the book. So hopefully you got something out of it, because obviously that's the ultimate goal. Like I said, I want to give back. I've been doing this for a while, and I've been wanting to do this for a while. I just always said, oh, I need the time. But it's not about I need the time. I just got to make time. So that's what I'm choosing to do is make time. So like I said, right now we're in the observation phase. I'm just trying to figure stuff out. What time am I gonna do this and whatever. Obviously, as far as the content, it's just gonna be raw every day. I'm not gonna. I mean, I might eventually have like some articles and stuff like that that we go over and stuff like that. But for the most part, it's just gonna be open format. It's not gonna be nothing structured for the most part, I guess. I think being natural is a lot better than having all this structure because I tend to, I get, I try to be perfect. Ain't no such thing as perfect. So it's better for me to just freestyle than sit there and try to come up with this elaborate plan because I'll be coming up with it forever, ever in the day. Plus, I think it's a lot more genuine, obviously, to be natural, and then I just talk about stuff that's going on at the moment too, opposed to so much in the past stuff. I guess for the most part, I mean, obviously, yeah, of course, in the past stuff is good. To have some examples and stuff like that, but at some point, I just want to be super relevant and just kind of dive in at some point, even maybe have some polls. Eventually, I probably end up going straight to probably to Zoom so I can. I mean, maybe I can have polls. I don't know. The Facebook, I don't know if it worked, so I don't know. It seemed like my Facebook can't work because I would like some interaction and stuff like that eventually when I actually figure out the times and stuff like that or whatever. But you know, to answer questions. Obviously, I would love to be able to answer questions and not just me talking. I would love to get some input from you guys as well at some point. So, but like I said, you got to start at that start line before you can get to that finish line. So I'm gonna focus on the start line right now. So, but yeah, again, hopefully you got something out of it, and I will see you guys tomorrow. I might jump back on tonight. I'm not 100% sure. Most likely I will jump on tonight or whatever. But and then maybe I can play that video. So, but anyways, I'm out. So y'all have a good one, and I'll see you guys later today or tomorrow. A lot of you I may not see you tonight, so I'm gonna say I'll see you tomorrow. So, all right, I'm out.